Inquiry, Tranche 2, Phase 2. We've been listening to the second day of evidence of DCI Tony Waite, the undercover police manager who headed the unit in the 1980s. I'm joined by Chris Bryan of the Undercover Research Group. Chris, what have you made of Tony Waite's evidence so far?
As we carried on that from yesterday with some startling, unreformed takes on attitudes to women, generally speaking, and also the fact that...
And consent, I would say.
Consent. The fact that Bob Lambert was a good officer and still deserved his commendation despite deceiving 4 women into relationships.
There was a big so it wasn't done on on work hours.
To be honest, I think I missed that bit after being sort of stunned by the earlier.
Yeah, and it was David Barr pointed out, no, it was during work hours. You went, oh, well, that's different. I mean, Jesus. Yeah,
if you're on the clock, that obviously, makes it much worse. I mean, there's a lot he doesn't remember that specific incident. It's the other, I suppose, one of the other main features so far has been discussion of a number of, in effect, miscarriages of justice, where there were undercover cops involved in court cases which wasn't disclosed. I don't know what the inquiry is going to do about that. Are they going to investigate them and refer all these to the CCRC, the Criminal Cases Review Commission? I don't know. How many times has Bob Lambert arrested? Has anybody come up with a figure? I'm
not sure. Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
It seems like
it's a few times. At least, he went to court at least twice that I can remember. He certainly I'm sure he got arrested other times apart from those times he went to court as well.
Yeah, I think there was like 3 or 4 arrests, and there 2 times he actually gave evidence in court that were mentioned, which one is actually the commander of Special Branch, Phelan.
Yeah.
The second one of those. Oh, this has never happened before. In fact, it has happened before.
Not long before either.
About 2 months earlier.
So
I don't think that's on because this. Breaches the standing general orders, the GOs, the police officers can't do that, and in fact that Lambert is going to have to perjure himself in court. But of course, if you're given any evidence in court not using your real name, you're in fact committing perjury by default in any case. But
certainly none of those senior managers considered anything about justice in terms of any of that.
We already heard this in the earlier phases in Tranche 1 that clearly operational security
trumps
everything else. But Waite actually said it wasn't even a concern at all. It wasn't like they were weighing these things up. It was like the concern that the basically novelling the court was not.
Didn't even consider it.
Not on their radar.
Yeah, didn't even consider it. Wasn't considered. Our minds were not put to it. There was quite a bit on that. We had a bit at the end just then about the aftercare for undercover officers once they were left the fields. He was just like, accepted that.
Yeah, that was a bit dull.
Yeah, fairly dull. There was, I'm trying to remember what else there was. We had stuff about CND again. There was further questions about that, about the tasking, about how, he's still not very clear really about, if the security services weren't asking for HN88 to be tasked to CND, who was? But there was a bit more on that.
Yeah, this whole question of, I suppose, if you like, the reasons why the units existed, public order, whether it's public order or subversion. In some way, I became slightly obsessed by the subversion concept and how it, if you like, justified the SDS's operations. But now I'm thinking these concepts were just like blank slates to put everything, to reject whatever they wanted into them.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not saying even you think of public order or public disorder as a concrete thing, but for them it was just this. It's almost like all these justifications. I was trying to think of a good metaphor for it. I didn't really come up with a good one, but it's like a blancmange of reasoning. It doesn't, because it's never fully formed. It's so baggy. There's no indication they ever give it any kind of critical thought at all.
No, not at all.
So it's shapeless, I suppose, as well.
Yeah. That's better than blancmange.
Yeah. I don't know where. Yeah.
If everybody wondered, For those people who ate clicks in the 1980s, will know for a while.
I suppose I was thinking of that thing about the activist blob that became a phrase, and from the right in terms of people doing good stuff.
I mean, it seems that there was no consideration of that whatsoever. I mean, we saw that very much with like animal rights and the kind of the thing about who had supremacy in the field, which obviously is a big concern for them. But it was, these were the initial reasons why the unit was set up, supposedly, but they just carried on in whichever way they found expedient, really.
Yeah, I think there was a confusion, I think. What they were doing, but the confusion was never problematized.
Yeah,
I mean, we talked earlier, the delicious breakfast you cooked earlier for us, Tom, about the fact that Waite it seemed like he'd never ever given any consideration to any of these things before he appeared yesterday.
No, I mean
the inquiry, but you could say that it's the case for the unit as a whole.
They saw the confusion as a real help to them, really. It was the confusion sort of added to their secrecy and their operational security.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was the usefulness of subversion. In that sense. But
still plenty more to come.
Oh, well, there was a brief thing about Docker.
Oh yes, devious Docker.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah. So there's a note for file, which is basically a very brief account of the MI5 meeting with Waite. Was it just Waite?
No, it was Waite and Docker.
Oh yeah, that's right. They assessed Docker as being, he was the new officer then, as being more devious than his predecessor.
Yeah, and more deep, but more devious.
Deep and devious.
To which Tony Waite said, he was a good man.
Yeah, they're all good men.
They're all good men. Every one of them was a good man. And they all deserve their accommodations. We've only got a short break.
Even the ones that didn't get them.
The fact they should be given accommodations. He didn't actually say that. We've only got a short break. Anything else you want to
add? No.
We'll be back at lunchtime.
It's great to be in Tom's special filming area.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it?
I feel like vindicated. I am.
You've made it.
I am authorised personnel.
Yeah, you are an authorised person. All right, see you at lunchtime. Thanks for joining.
Cheers. Bye-bye.